Olive oil, often called liquid gold, has been treasured for thousands of years, prized not just for its flavor, but for its health benefits and cultural significance. But what if I told you that the bottle in your pantry might not be what you think it is? The truth is, the olive oil industry has been rocked by scandal after scandal, and Australia is no exception. For centuries, olive oil has been a symbol of purity and quality. I used to think every bottle labeled extra virgin was the real deal, cold-pressed, unrefined, and bursting with antioxidants. Turns out I wasn't alone in my trust. Millions of Australians have been reaching for what they thought was the healthiest choice, only to be deceived by clever marketing and shady practices. In 2016, a major investigation by the Australian Consumer Association and several independent labs uncovered a shocking reality. Up to 70% of olive oil in Australian supermarkets was either fake, adulterated, or rancid. Some bottles were found to contain little or no real olive oil at all, just a blend of cheaper oils like canola or sunflower, sometimes colored and flavored to mimic the real thing. The problem wasn't limited to small brands either. Even household names were implicated. So how does this happen? The olive oil supply chain is long and complex, stretching from Mediterranean groves to Australian supermarket shelves. Along the way, unscrupulous producers and middlemen have found ways to cut costs and boost profits by diluting extra virgin olive oil with lower-grade oils, mislabeling blends, or even selling completely fake products. Investigative journalists have gone undercover in bottling plants, revealing how some companies mix in cheap vegetable oil, slap on a premium label, and ship it out as extra virgin. The consequences are staggering. We're paying premium prices for what's often just cheap vegetable oil with a splash of olive flavor. It's a multi-million-dollar scam that's fooled even the most careful shoppers. Consumer protection agencies have tried to crack down, but the fraudsters are always one step ahead, using sophisticated methods to evade detection. Today, I'll reveal the top 10 brands to avoid, brands that have failed independent purity tests or have been linked to misleading practices. We'll look at the science behind olive oil testing, the tricks used by dishonest producers, and the warning signs you should watch for on the label. And I'll show you how the industry is pulling the wool over our eyes, so you can protect yourself from the great olive oil heist. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and how to make sure you're getting the real deal. Let's get started. First up, let's take a deep dive into Woolworths Select Olive Oil, a staple in many Australian households and a brand that's hard to miss on supermarket shelves. With its Select label, Woolworths positions this oil as a premium, trustworthy choice for families and home cooks. But does it actually deliver on that promise, or is it just clever marketing? The word Select might sound premium, but a quick look at the back of the bottle reveals the phrase, product of multiple countries. This is a major red flag for anyone who values quality and transparency in their food. Instead of being sourced from a single region or even a single country, this oil is a blend of whatever is cheapest at the time, often from Spain, Tunisia, Italy, and sometimes even further afield. What does this mean for you as a consumer? Essentially, you're getting a patchwork of oils with no guarantee of freshness, flavor, or even authenticity. The focus here isn't on traceability or quality, but on keeping costs as low as possible. This approach makes it nearly impossible to know the true origin of the olives or the conditions under which they were processed. Multiple independent lab tests and consumer investigations have raised serious concerns about the quality of Woolworths Select olive oil. Food experts and consumer advocacy groups like Choice Magazine have repeatedly found that this blend often fails to meet the standards required for extra virgin olive oil. In some cases, bottles have been found to contain high levels of free fatty acids and peroxide, both indicators that the oil is already degrading before it even leaves the store. Consumer experiences echo these findings. Many shoppers have reported a lack of consistency from bottle to bottle. Sometimes the oil tastes flat and lifeless. Other times it's harshly bitter or even rancid. One customer review described opening a fresh bottle only to be hit with a stale, musty aroma, while another said the oil left a greasy film on their food without adding any real flavor. When it comes to taste, the feedback is overwhelmingly negative. Many consumers describe the oil as bland, greasy, and lacking the fresh, peppery bite you'd expect from a high-quality olive oil. Some have even compared it to generic vegetable oil, saying it adds nothing to salads or cooked dishes. One particularly scathing review called it the most flavorless oil I've ever tried, while another warned that it ruined an entire batch of homemade hummus. There are also concerns about the appearance of the oil. Some reports and expert panels suggest that artificial coloring is sometimes added to give the oil a vibrant green hue, making it look fresher and more appealing than it actually is. This practice can be misleading, as color is not a reliable indicator of quality or freshness in olive oil. Ultimately, what you're paying for with Woolworths Select olive oil is the illusion of quality. Both experts and everyday shoppers agree. If you care about flavor, freshness, and authenticity, you deserve better. For just a few dollars more, you can find Australian-grown, single-origin olive oils that are fresher, tastier, and far more reliable. Don't settle for a blend of disappointment. Your cooking and your taste buds deserve the real thing. Coles brand olive oil is a familiar sight in the supermarket aisles, often chosen for its low price and convenience. It's a staple in many Australian kitchens, promising the goodness of extra virgin olive oil at a budget-friendly cost. But have you ever stopped to consider the packaging? The clear plastic or glass bottle may seem harmless, but it's actually one of the biggest threats to the quality and longevity of the oil inside. The science behind this is clear. Olive oil is highly sensitive to light, especially ultraviolet, UV, and visible rays. When olive oil is stored in clear bottles, these rays penetrate the packaging and trigger a series of chemical reactions known as photooxidation. This process rapidly breaks down the oil's antioxidants, such as vitamin E and polyphenols, which are responsible for its health benefits and distinctive flavor. According to food scientists, light exposure doesn't just degrade antioxidants, it also accelerates the oxidation of healthy monounsaturated fats, turning them into harmful compounds called peroxides. This not only destroys olive oil's delicate antioxidants, but also causes it to lose flavor and go rancid much faster than oil stored in dark glass. Dr. Lisa Anderson, a food quality specialist, explains that even a few days on a brightly lit supermarket shelf can significantly degrade olive oil in a clear bottle. In fact, studies have shown that olive oil in clear bottles can lose up to 40% of its antioxidant content in just a week of light exposure. There's a simple way to check if your olive oil is the real deal: the fridge test. Real extra virgin olive oil should solidify or become cloudy when chilled, thanks to its natural waxes and healthy monounsaturated fats. This is a quick at-home experiment that can reveal a lot about the oil's authenticity and composition. But Coles oil often stays completely liquid, even after hours in the fridge, hinting it's likely cut with cheaper, refined oils that don't solidify. Experts say this is a red flag for authenticity and purity. Laboratory tests have repeatedly found that oils stored in clear bottles, especially those from budget brands, are more likely to be adulterated or degraded by the time they reach consumers. The taste test is just as disappointing. Instead of a fresh, grassy, peppery kick, you get a bland, greasy mouthfeel that leaves you wanting more. Olive oil connoisseurs point out that true extra virgin olive oil should have a vibrant, complex flavor profile, something that's quickly lost when oil is exposed to light. In blind tastings, oils from clear bottles consistently score lower for aroma, flavor, and overall quality. The label might boldly claim extra virgin, but that means nothing if the oil inside is lifeless, stripped of its natural vibrancy and health benefits. As Dr. Anderson notes, packaging matters just as much as what's inside. Clear bottles are a clear sign to be cautious. In fact, the International Olive Council and many reputable producers insist on dark glass or metal containers for this very reason. When it comes to packaging, purity, and flavor, this bottle fails every important test for quality olive oil. Experts universally recommend choosing oils in dark glass or metal containers to protect their delicate compounds. In fact, some of the world's best olive oil producers go so far as to use opaque tins or even ceramic bottles to ensure maximum protection from light. In the end, it's not just a missed opportunity, it's a bottle of disappointment that doesn't deserve a place in your pantry. If you care about quality, steer clear of clear bottles. Remember, the next time you're shopping for olive oil, let the packaging be your first clue. Choose dark glass or metal, and you'll be rewarded with fresher, healthier, and more flavorful oil, just as nature intended. Bertolli stands as one of the world's most recognized olive oil brands, with roots tracing back to the small town of Lucca, Italy, in 1865. Founded by Francesco Bertolli and his wife, the company began as a modest grocery store, selling local olive oil to the surrounding community. Over the decades, Bertolli's name became synonymous with authentic Italian quality, tradition, and the Mediterranean lifestyle, earning the trust of families across generations. However, as the global appetite for olive oil grew, Bertolli's journey took a dramatic turn. The brand changed ownership multiple times, passing from the Bertolli family to major multinational corporations. Today, Bertolli is owned by D'Olio, a Spanish-based global conglomerate that controls several of the world's largest olive oil brands. This shift in ownership marked a significant change in how Bertolli sources and produces its oils. No longer limited to the sun-drenched hills of Tuscany, Bertolli's olive oil is now a blend sourced from a variety of countries, including Spain, Greece, Tunisia, and sometimes even Argentina or Turkey. The company's focus has shifted from regional authenticity to mass production, prioritizing cost efficiency and global supply chains over traditional methods. This means that the oil in a single bottle of Bertolli may come from olives harvested thousands of kilometers apart, blended together to meet demand and keep prices low. Despite its iconic Italian branding, much of Bertolli's oil is far removed from the romantic image of hand-picked olives and artisanal pressing. In fact, the company has faced repeated scrutiny and legal challenges over its labeling practices. In 2018, Bertolli settled a major lawsuit in the United States after being accused of misleading consumers by labeling its oil as imported from Italy, when, in reality, the oil was sourced from multiple countries and merely bottled in Italy. Similar controversies have erupted in Australia and Europe, with consumer watchdogs and journalists uncovering cases of mislabeling and the sale of lower-grade oil as extra virgin. These scandals have severely damaged consumer trust. Independent laboratory tests, including those conducted by consumer advocacy groups in Australia, have repeatedly found that Bertolli's oils often fail to meet the strict chemical and sensory standards required for true extra virgin olive oil. In some cases, the oil was found to be of lower quality, with defects in taste and aroma, or even adulterated with cheaper refined oils. The taste of Bertolli's blended oils is often described by experts and consumers alike as flat, lacking the vibrant, grassy notes and peppery finish that define high-quality extra virgin olive oil. Some reviewers have noted a metallic or even rancid aftertaste, a sign that the oil may be old, poorly stored, or blended with lower-grade components. Food critics and chefs frequently recommend avoiding Bertolli for dishes where the flavor of olive oil is meant to shine. Many consumers have shared their disappointment online, feeling misled by the brand's Italian imagery and promises of quality. Reviews often mention that Bertolli's oil fails to deliver on taste, freshness, and authenticity, with some buyers reporting that the oil spoiled quickly or didn't perform well in cooking. Ultimately, when you purchase Bertolli, you're buying into a story, a carefully crafted image of Italian tradition and quality. But the reality inside the bottle rarely matches the dream on the label. The oil is a product of global blending, cost-cutting, and marketing, rather than the genuine, single-origin, extra virgin olive oil that many consumers expect. In the end, Bertolli is a brand built on marketing over substance. For those seeking true extra virgin olive oil, with robust flavor and guaranteed origin, it's wise to look beyond the familiar Bertolli label and explore local Australian producers or certified single-origin brands. Moro is a name that resonates with generations of Australian shoppers. For decades, its distinctive bottles have been a fixture in supermarkets and home kitchens, often evoking a sense of nostalgia and trust. The brand has garnered several industry accolades, but a closer look reveals that these are frequently awarded for marketing prowess and brand recognition, rather than for the actual quality of the olive oil inside the bottle. This distinction is crucial, because a long-standing presence and a few trophies can easily overshadow deeper, more troubling issues that may be lurking beneath the surface. In the world of olive oil, reputation can be a double-edged sword. While it can foster loyalty, it can also mask persistent quality concerns that deserve scrutiny. Over the years, Moro's olive oils have come under increasing scrutiny from food scientists, nutritionists, and consumer advocacy groups. Experts often describe Moro's oils as bland, lacking the complexity and depth that define a truly high-quality extra virgin olive oil. One of the most significant criticisms centers on the oil's low polyphenol content. Polyphenols are vital antioxidants that not only provide health benefits, but also contribute to the oil's signature peppery flavor and longer shelf life. When these compounds are present in low amounts, the oil is more prone to spoilage and offers fewer nutritional advantages. Multiple independent taste tests and laboratory analyses have consistently placed Moro near the bottom of the rankings, with some batches failing to meet the strict chemical and sensory standards required for extra virgin classification. In fact, a 2011 investigation by Choice, Australia's leading consumer advocacy group, found that several Moro products did not meet the extra virgin standard, sparking widespread concern and negative media coverage. Packaging is another area where Moro's practices have drawn criticism. The brand frequently uses clear glass bottles, which may look attractive on store shelves, but are detrimental to the oil's longevity. Exposure to light accelerates the degradation of olive oil, causing it to lose its freshness, flavor, and nutritional value much faster than oils stored in dark glass. Industry experts have repeatedly warned that this packaging choice prioritizes visual appeal and brand recognition over the preservation of product quality. Despite mounting evidence and public pressure, Moro has been slow to transition to more protective packaging, raising questions about its commitment to consumer health and product integrity. The differences between a premium extra virgin olive oil and Moro's offerings are often stark. True extra virgin olive oil should be vibrant in color, ranging from deep green to golden yellow, with a fresh, grassy aroma and a peppery finish that tingles the back of your throat. Moro's oil, by contrast, is frequently described as flat, pale, and lacking in both aroma and flavor. Consumer reports and expert panels have highlighted inconsistencies in Moro's products, with some bottles tasting noticeably fresher than others, and some batches exhibiting off flavors or signs of premature oxidation. These inconsistencies have led to ongoing questions about the brand's sourcing, blending, and bottling practices. Moro's market impact is significant, as its products are among the most widely distributed olive oils in Australia. The brand's dominance on supermarket shelves means that many consumers, especially those seeking familiarity or value, are likely to choose Moro by default. However, this widespread availability has not shielded the brand from controversy. The 2011 Choice investigation was a turning point, revealing that several Moro products failed to meet extra virgin standards due to issues like high free fatty acid content and low polyphenol levels. The resulting negative press led to a wave of consumer distrust and forced the brand to address its quality control processes. Yet, despite these challenges, Moro has continued to rely heavily on its established reputation and recognizable branding, rather than making substantial improvements to product quality. The continued use of clear bottles is a telling sign that Moro has not fully embraced best practices for olive oil preservation. Even after public scrutiny and industry recommendations, the brand has been slow to adopt changes that would better protect the oil from light and heat. This reluctance suggests a prioritization of shelf appeal and cost savings over the integrity of the product and the health of consumers. For those who value freshness and nutritional quality, this is a significant red flag. Ultimately, Moro's reputation is a complex mix of nostalgia, marketing, and controversy. While many Australians have fond memories of the brand, the reality is that Moro's track record on quality, transparency, and consumer trust is far from spotless. The brand's reluctance to fully address its shortcomings, whether in packaging, sourcing, or quality control, means that consumers should think twice before reaching for that familiar bottle. In the world of olive oil, freshness, authenticity, and transparency matter far more than tradition or clever advertising. Moro's story serves as a cautionary tale. a reminder that a trusted name does not always guarantee a trustworthy product. Filippo Berio is a name that resonates with olive oil lovers around the world, and for good reason. The brand traces its roots back to 1867, when Filippo Berio himself began producing olive oil in the picturesque region of Liguria, Italy. Over the decades, the company built a reputation for quality and tradition, exporting its products globally and becoming a household staple in many countries, including Australia. Today, Filippo Berio leans heavily on this Italian heritage, with labels and advertising that evoke images of sun-drenched groves, rustic villages, and old-world craftsmanship. Their marketing paints a picture of authenticity and quality, making consumers believe they're bringing a piece of Italy home with every bottle. But behind the romantic imagery lies a very different reality. Filippo Berio is now owned by the Salov Group, a multinational corporation that produces millions of liters of olive oil annually. Much of the oil is sourced from various countries, not just Italy, and is blended to meet mass-market demand. This industrial scale raises questions about the consistency and quality of the final product. Independent laboratory tests, including those conducted by organizations like Choice Australia and the University of California, Davis, have repeatedly shown that Filippo Berio's extra virgin olive oil often fails to meet the strict standards required for the extra virgin label. These tests have found issues such as high levels of oxidation, poor flavor profiles, and even the presence of refined oils, none of which align with the brand's promises. The oil is frequently oxidized, which means it has been exposed to air and has lost its freshness. This can result in a musty, flat, or even rancid taste. In some cases, the oil is bland, lacking the peppery, grassy notes that define high-quality extra virgin olive oil. Tasting panels, including those led by industry experts, have described Filippo Berio's oil as uninspiring at best and deeply flawed at worst. Some batches have even been found to contain oil made from fermented or spoiled olives, which can impart unpleasant flavors and aromas. This is a far cry from the artisanal process suggested by the brand's marketing. Instead, shortcuts in sourcing and production can lead to compromised quality, with some oils failing to deliver the health benefits and taste that consumers expect from genuine extra virgin olive oil. According to Dr. Mary Flynn, a nutritionist and olive oil researcher at Brown University, many mass-market olive oils, including some well-known brands, simply don't meet the standards for extra virgin. Consumers are often misled by packaging and marketing, but the real test is in the taste and the lab results. The signature on the bottle, meant to reassure buyers of authenticity, is ultimately just a marketing tool. It does not guarantee the quality or origin of the oil inside. Many consumers are drawn in by the familiar branding and the promise of tradition, only to be let down by the taste and quality. In Australia, Filippo Berio is often priced at a premium, trading on its legacy rather than its actual quality. You're paying for a story, not for the genuine article. Don't be fooled by the fancy label or the portrait. Many shoppers have reported disappointment after trying the oil. Online reviews and consumer forums are filled with skepticism about whether the product matches its reputation, with many users noting a lack of flavor and freshness. If you're searching for the real taste of Italy, you won't find it in a mass-produced bottle like Filippo Berio. Instead, look for smaller producers, single-origin oils, and brands that can prove their quality through independent testing and transparent sourcing. Only then can you experience the true flavor and health benefits of genuine extra virgin olive oil. Alpha One Rice. Bran oil has become a familiar sight in Australian supermarkets, often displayed right next to premium extra virgin olive oils. Its packaging is sleek and the marketing is persuasive, promising a heart-healthy alternative that's suitable for all your cooking needs. But before you reach for that bottle, it's important to look beyond the surface and understand what you're really getting. Many consumers are drawn in by the claims on the label, but the reality is far more complex. Unlike extra virgin olive oil, which is made by simply pressing fresh olives to extract their natural oils, Alpha One Rice bran oil undergoes a much more intensive process. The oil is extracted from the outer layer of rice grains, known as the bran, using chemical solvents such as hexane, and subjected to high temperatures. This industrial process is designed to maximize yield, but it comes at a cost. Many of the natural nutrients, antioxidants, and beneficial compounds are stripped away. What's left is a highly refined oil that may contain trace residues from the extraction process. In contrast, cold-pressed olive oil retains its natural antioxidants, polyphenols, and vitamins, making it a far healthier choice. One of the most significant health concerns with alpha-1 rice bran oil is its extremely high omega-6 fatty acid content. While omega-6 fats are essential in small amounts, the modern diet is already overloaded with them, mainly from processed seed and vegetable oils. Consuming too much omega-6, especially from refined sources like rice bran oil, can disrupt the delicate balance between omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids in your body. This imbalance is linked to increased inflammation, which is a known risk factor for chronic diseases such as heart disease, diabetes, and even certain cancers. In contrast, extra virgin olive oil is rich in monounsaturated fats and contains anti-inflammatory compounds that support heart and brain health. Supporters of alpha-1 rice bran oil often point to its high smoke point, claiming it's ideal for high-heat cooking like stir-frying and deep frying. While it's true that rice bran oil can withstand higher temperatures before smoking, this doesn't necessarily make it healthier. The refining process that gives it a high smoke point also removes most of the beneficial nutrients. Furthermore, cooking at very high temperatures can still produce harmful compounds, regardless of the oil's smoke point. Extra virgin olive oil, despite a lower smoke point, is stable enough for most home cooking and brings a wealth of health benefits to the table. Consumer feedback on alpha-1 rice bran oil is mixed. Some people appreciate its neutral flavor and versatility in the kitchen, but many health-conscious shoppers are wary of its highly processed nature and the potential health risks. Nutritionists and dietitians frequently recommend sticking with extra virgin olive oil, citing its proven benefits and natural production methods. Online reviews often mention concerns about the lack of transparency in the sourcing and processing of rice bran oil, as well as skepticism about the health claims made by manufacturers. For those seeking real health benefits, genuine cold-pressed extra virgin olive oil remains the gold standard. It's packed with antioxidants, polyphenols, and healthy monounsaturated fats that your body actually needs. Numerous studies have linked regular olive oil consumption to reduced risk of heart disease, improved cholesterol levels, and even better cognitive function. Rice bran oil, on the other hand, simply can't compete when it comes to nutritional value or long-term health outcomes. That's why alpha-1 rice bran oil makes this list of oils to avoid. Despite the marketing, it's not the healthy swap it claims to be. Instead, it's a highly processed product that may do more harm than good in the long run. If you care about your health and the quality of your food, keep alpha-1 rice bran oil and other heavily refined oils out of your pantry. Choose extra virgin olive oil for its taste, nutrition, and proven health benefits. Your body will thank you for making the smarter choice. Aldi's Romano extra virgin olive oil is cheap, suspiciously cheap, but it's not alone. Woolworths Essentials and Coles home brand olive oils are also found at rock-bottom prices, and so are many generic value or imported brands. For many shoppers, the low price tag is hard to resist, especially when budgets are tight and olive oil is a pantry staple. But what are you really getting for your money? Real extra virgin olive oil is expensive to produce. It requires careful harvesting, quick processing, and strict quality controls. When you see a bottle of olive oil for just a few dollars, it's a sign that corners have been cut somewhere along the way. These budget oils are often mass-produced in huge factories, with little attention to freshness or authenticity. The olives may be sourced from multiple countries, sometimes even from last year's harvest, and blended together to create a product that meets the minimum legal requirements, but not much more. Independent laboratory tests have repeatedly shown that many of these low-cost oils fail to meet the standards for extra virgin olive oil. They often contain high levels of free fatty acids, which indicate poor quality or old, damaged olives. The taste is usually bland, greasy, or even unpleasant, lacking the peppery, fruity notes of genuine evu. In some cases, Tests have found contamination with cheaper refined oils or even seed oils, which are added to stretch the product and lower costs. Packaging is another red flag. Many budget oils are sold in clear plastic or glass bottles, which offer no protection from light. Exposure to light and heat causes olive oil to degrade rapidly, losing its flavor, aroma, and health benefits. By the time you bring it home, the oil may already be oxidized and well past its prime. Aldi, Woolworths, and Coles all cut costs, and quality is the first thing to go. These oils are often blends from multiple countries, with little traceability. The label might say packed in Australia, but the olives could have come from Spain, Greece, Turkey, or even North Africa. There's no way to know how old the oil is, or what conditions it was stored in before reaching your supermarket shelf. Don't be tempted by the price tag. The savings come at the expense of taste, nutrition, and even food safety. While it might seem like a smart way to stretch your grocery budget, you're actually paying for an inferior product that may not deliver the health benefits you expect from olive oil. Many consumers have shared stories of buying cheap olive oil, only to discover it smells off, tastes flat, or even ruins their cooking. Food experts warn that rancid or adulterated oils can not only spoil your meal, but may also pose health risks if consumed regularly. Nutritionists and chefs alike recommend investing in a reputable brand, ideally one that's certified by the Australian Olive Association or carries a harvest date on the label. Remember, with olive oil, you truly get what you pay for. Spending a little more ensures you're getting a product that's fresh, flavorful, and genuinely beneficial for your health. Next time you're tempted by a bargain bottle, think twice. Your taste buds and your body will thank you. Colavita is a name that often stands out on supermarket shelves, thanks to its elegant Italian branding and promises of authentic extra virgin olive oil. The bottle's sleek design and imported from Italy label suggest a premium product, and for many consumers, this is enough to inspire confidence. But beneath the surface, Colavita's reputation is marred by a persistent issue: inconsistency in quality that leaves buyers uncertain about what they'll find inside each bottle. Reports from both laboratory tests and everyday consumers reveal a troubling pattern. Some batches of Colavita olive oil deliver a fresh, peppery and grassy flavor profile that aligns with what you'd expect from a true extra virgin product. However, just as many buyers encounter bottles with musty, flat, or even rancid notes. This inconsistency isn't just anecdotal. Independent testing has repeatedly flagged Colavita for failing to meet extra virgin standards, with some samples showing elevated free fatty acid levels and sensory defects. The root of Colavita's consistency crisis lies in its production methods. Unlike boutique producers who source olives from a single estate or region, Colavita blends oils from multiple countries, including Italy, Spain, Greece, and sometimes even Tunisia. This approach allows for large-scale production and competitive pricing, but it also introduces significant variability. Each harvest, region, and supplier brings its own unique characteristics, and without rigorous quality control, the final product can vary dramatically from batch to batch. The blending process, while intended to create a uniform taste, often fails to mask the differences in quality and freshness among the oils used. Another major concern is Colavita's packaging and storage practices. The use of clear glass bottles, while visually appealing, exposes the oil to light, which accelerates oxidation and spoilage. Combined with inconsistent storage conditions during shipping and on store shelves, this can quickly degrade the oil's quality. Lab tests have found that some Colavita bottles contain oil with high free fatty acid content, a clear indicator of poor handling or aged product. These issues not only affect flavor, but also mean the oil may not meet the strict criteria for extra virgin status by the time it reaches your kitchen. Customer experiences reflect these inconsistencies. While some buyers are satisfied, a significant number report disappointment, describing off flavors, lack of aroma, or even outright spoilage. Many have taken to online reviews and social media to voice their frustrations, only to receive generic responses from Colavita's customer service. Refunds and replacements are not always forthcoming, leaving consumers feeling let down by a brand that promises quality but often fails to deliver. Ultimately, buying Colavita is a gamble. The brand's reliance on multi-country sourcing, variable production standards, and inadequate packaging means you never quite know what you're getting. For those who value true extra virgin olive oil, freshness, flavor, and authenticity, Colavita's inconsistency is a serious drawback. If you're seeking reliability and genuine quality, it may be wise to explore other brands that prioritize transparency and strict quality control from grove to bottle. Pompeian is a name that's hard to miss in the olive oil aisle. Founded in 1906, the company began as a small importer of Mediterranean olive oil, eventually establishing itself as a household staple in the United States. Over the decades, Pompeian has grown into one of the largest olive oil brands in North America, with a presence in Australia and beyond. Their bottles are everywhere, from major supermarkets to online retailers, and even in glossy food magazines. The brand proudly calls itself America's #1 olive oil, a claim that's splashed across their marketing materials and advertisements. But behind the impressive branding and widespread availability, Pompeian's products have come under intense scrutiny. Multiple independent tests, including those conducted by respected institutions like UC Davis, have found that Pompeian's so-called extra virgin olive oil often fails to meet the strict standards required for that label. These tests examine factors like acidity, flavor profile, and the presence of defects, criteria that are essential for genuine extra virgin olive oil. In many cases, Pompeian's oils have been found to be lower in quality, sometimes even containing refined or blended oils that don't live up to the purity consumers expect. The results are hard to ignore. Many consumers and experts describe Pompeian's olive oil as bland, waxy, or even reminiscent of crayons, clear indicators of rancidity and poor quality. These off flavors are not just a matter of taste, they signal that the oil may be old, improperly stored, or even adulterated. For anyone who values the health benefits and rich flavors of true extra virgin olive oil, these shortcomings are a major red flag. Despite these quality concerns, Pompeian invests heavily in marketing. The company pours millions into flashy commercials, influencer partnerships, and high-profile sponsorships, ensuring their brand is always front and center. Their advertising often emphasizes tradition, Mediterranean heritage, and health benefits, painting a picture of authenticity that doesn't always match what's inside the bottle. For shoppers, this means that a significant portion of what you pay for Pompeian goes toward advertising and securing prime shelf space, rather than ensuring genuine quality or taste. While the price may seem competitive, the value is questionable when compared to truly authentic extra virgin olive oils from reputable producers. The extra virgin label on Pompeian bottles can be misleading. While the company claims to adhere to international standards, independent testing often tells a different story. Many consumers are left confused or disappointed when the oil doesn't deliver the flavor or health benefits they expect. It's a reminder to always read the fine print and look beyond the marketing hype. Ultimately, Pompeian's reputation is built more on aggressive marketing than on genuine quality. With repeated failures in independent tests, a history of bland or defective oils, and a focus on image over substance, Pompeian is a brand that savvy consumers are increasingly choosing to avoid. If you care about the taste, health benefits, and authenticity of your olive oil, it's wise to look elsewhere. Spain stands as the undisputed giant in the world of olive oil, producing nearly half of the global supply each year. The country's sun-drenched groves, stretching from Andalusia to Catalonia, are home to centuries-old trees and a culture deeply rooted in olive cultivation. Spanish olive oil is celebrated for its diversity, ranging from robust, peppery extra virgins to delicate, fruity varieties. But with such a vast industry, not every bottle on the shelf tells the same story. La Española, a familiar name in Australian supermarkets, claims to bring authentic Spanish quality to your table. However, the reality is more complicated. Many mass-market brands, including La Española, source their oils from a patchwork of regions, sometimes blending oils from across Spain and even other EU countries. This practice, while legal, makes it nearly impossible for consumers to trace the true origin or quality of what's inside the bottle. The risks of these blends are significant. Industry watchdogs and independent labs have repeatedly found that many mass-produced Spanish olive oils fail to meet the strict standards for extra virgin classification. Some are diluted with lower-grade oils, while others are simply too old, having lost their signature aromas and health benefits. The result? Oils that taste flat, lack the vibrant flavors Spain is famous for, and sometimes even fail basic purity tests. Sourcing is another major concern. Without clear labeling, you can't be sure where the olives were grown, when they were harvested, or how long the oil has been sitting in storage. Some bottles simply state "product of Spain" or EU blend, offering little transparency. This lack of traceability is a red flag for anyone seeking freshness, quality, and authenticity. It's important to note that Spain also produces some of the world's most exceptional olive oils, bottles that carry the DOP, denomination of origin, seal, guaranteeing strict quality controls and regional authenticity. These oils are rich, peppery, and full of character, often winning international awards for their flavor and purity. Unfortunately, La Española and similar mass-market brands rarely meet these high standards. The Spanish olive oil industry is evolving, with a growing emphasis on traceability, single-estate production, and sustainable farming. But until mass-market brands like La Española embrace these trends, buying their oil remains a risky gamble. With so many superior options available, brands that proudly display their region, harvest date, and quality certifications, there's no reason to settle for uncertainty. Don't gamble on La Española. Choose a Spanish olive oil with a reputation for quality, transparency, and true flavor. We've just uncovered 10 olive oil brands in Australia that you should think twice about before adding to your cart. This isn't just about misleading labels or clever marketing. It's about your health, your wallet, and the trust you place in the products you bring home. Throughout this video, we've seen how some brands cut corners, dilute quality, and mislead consumers with claims that don't hold up under scrutiny. But now, the power is in your hands. Every time you shop, you're making a choice, not just for yourself, but for your family and your community. We all want olive oil that delivers on its promise, rich in flavor, packed with health benefits, and produced with integrity. Yet, as we've learned, many brands fall short, leaving us paying premium prices for products that don't deliver the quality we deserve. Don't settle for less. Demand transparency, demand quality, and let brands know that you expect honesty in every bottle. The good news is that there are exceptional olive oils out there, genuine, pure, and bursting with the flavors and nutrients that make olive oil a staple of healthy living. Take the time to research brands, read independent reviews, and look for certifications like extra virgin and Australian certified organic. These labels aren't just marketing, they're your assurance of authenticity and quality. Don't be afraid to ask questions or reach out to producers for more information about their sourcing and production methods. Remember, every purchase is a vote. When you choose brands that prioritize quality and transparency, you're sending a clear message to the industry. Consumers care, and we won't accept anything less than the best. If you come across a brand that doesn't meet your standards, don't hesitate to leave it on the shelf. Your choices can drive change and encourage companies to raise their standards. If you found this information eye-opening, please like and share this video. The more people who know the truth, the more we can hold brands accountable and protect our loved ones from misleading products. Share this with friends and family so they can make smarter, healthier choices too. We want to hear from you. Have you had a disappointing experience with olive oil brands? Or have you discovered a hidden gem that you trust? Drop your stories and recommendations in the comments below. By sharing our experiences, we can build a community of informed shoppers who support each other in making the best choices. And don't forget to subscribe for more exposés, buying guides, and tips to help you navigate the supermarket with confidence. Let's recap the key takeaways. Not all olive oils are created equal. Labels can be misleading, and price doesn't always guarantee quality. Look for trusted certifications, read reviews, and don't be afraid to ask questions. By staying informed and making conscious choices, you can protect your health, support ethical producers, and inspire others to do the same. Together, we can hold brands accountable and ensure that only the best products make it to our tables. Your choices matter. Let's make them count for ourselves, our families, and the future of honest food.